Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Fuel and Fumes podcast. We are your three hosts who bring you all the motorsports news from F1, NASCAR, IndyCar, and any other breaking news in motorsports. McGregor, how are we doing?
Spencer, I am better now than I've been in a long time.
What about me?
You're next.
I'm going to pass it to you, man.
Whatever.
Jordan, how are you?
I'm so good.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
sound really enthusiastic.
So good. I'm tired, man.
Yeah. No, dude, I'm exhausted. I have been moving and it's just, I don't want to be moving. Like,
Yeah.
it's not fun. I hate it.
No, that's
Spencer, how are you? I feel like it's always how's McGregor and Jordan, but never how's Spencer.
What do you mean? I joined this podcast 2 weeks ago. It's always how's McGregor and Jordan.
It's always. It
How was
is
Toronto,
always.
Spencer?
Toronto as in when I go Thursday for the F1 exhibition?
Nope.
No, you said in our text like last week, you were like, I'm in Toronto.
I was in Toronto for the card show, unfortunately. It's an event. Yeah, it's an event that I try to not make myself associated with. How do I put this in a way that doesn't sound horrible? I think collecting cards is a big nerd fest is the way that I can put it politely. And I also think they're just grown adults collecting things. I try to not be associated with it. But however, I had to go for work. So I was in the city of Toronto. I try to stay out of the city. The city is very busy most of the time. So I try to keep myself out of there. But yeah, unfortunately, I have to go there also Thursday, but not unfortunately because I'm going for the F1 exhibition. So can't complain there. I'm excited to see Grosjean's car in half. They got that on display.
That's like so morbid that they have that.
But he lived.
If he died, I would be like, okay, that's a little aggressive. They're also auctioning, not auctioning. They are auctioning off Niki Lauda's helmet when they had the massive burn on it. They're also auctioning.
No way, for real?
Yes, they are auctioning that off.
Miami, right?
Yeah, it's at the Miami Grand Prix. They have like a live auction for it. I don't know how much that, like, to me, if you were to put a price on that helmet, I'm thinking at least 250,000. I would think. It's a priceless helmet. Like everyone knows that helmet if you're in racing, to kind of the accident and the movie, the whole bit with it. So yeah, I'm all over the place. But yeah, Toronto was good and excited to go to the F1 exhibition and see some helmets. So can't complain. Cannot complain. We got lots of news, though. Lots of news across the board with team contracts, team drivers.
No news on signs, though.
No. Signs will come up soon. I don't know what team he'll go to, but we can get into it eventually.
Yeah. No, we got Adrian Newey news. His departure from Red Bull is imminent, according to many news sources.
I thought he left.
Not yet.
Not yet.
He's kind of stated, he's, told people in the team that maybe he's out of there. It's not confirmed. He hasn't submitted anything in writing. It doesn't sound like to the team or said anything publicly. But he says he's not happy about the power struggle going on in the team, which might, just have to do with Christian Horner and all of his nefarious activities, as well as, Jos Verstappen. Alleged. Supposed
guy's got to keep
nefarious.
his hands in his pockets.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
He's kind of out. Like I've always kind of gotten that vibe from him. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Before everything happened, it was like whatever, and then now it's like we can all kind of see it.
I'm saying before everything happened, like I was always like, I don't know.
Maybe it gets a little weird, but
yeah, he's a big question mark, and then he just had to put an exclamation mark on himself. So
yeah, he did. But he's gonna have to take gardening leave, is the term for it, so that he just has to take a break so he forgets all of Red Bull's secrets and strategies and technologies. So after that, what team do you guys think he's going to?
I don't even know who this man is. What does he do?
You don't know who Adrian Newey is?
Dude.
That's a crazy one you don't know.
The F1, like if this was like an IndyCar thing and you were like, what's it like?
Yeah.
Oh, strategist from A went to Z, I'd be like all over it. But the F1 thing, like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not in the weeds of it like that.
He is the greatest car designer of all time. He
designed stuff for Elon Musk. No, he didn't. No, he did not.
He designed he's designed all the he's pretty much all the Red Bulls.
He's won a championship with Williams. He's won championships with Mercedes. McLaren, pardon me, not Mercedes. And he is, of course, won many with Red Bull. And I think that he also wants to hop on the wagon of trying to do with Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ferrari is the biggest thing. I bet Lewis had the backdoor news before anything had happened. He knew that Adrian was leaving. I think that they gave Lewis the backdoor news to head to Ferrari before Adrian had left. So I definitely think that Ferrari definitely has to be the runner-up. I would give a second to Mercedes, but I definitely think Ferrari is where he's going.
Yeah, I have to agree there, because I think like this year he said on a podcast that he's always wanted to work with Lewis and he never got the opportunity to until now, when, you know, Lewis is going to Ferrari, he could go to Ferrari. But yeah, we probably won't see that until 2026, maybe 2027. So eyes peeled for that. But
until then, we will wait and see what happens.
Yeah, we absolutely will.
However, Max Verstappen and his team will apparently be having a meeting with Mercedes after the Miami GP to negotiate a possible signing in 2025, which goes hand in hand, of course, with Newey's departure. What is going on?
Max to leave
to Mercedes.
No way.
He is having
supposedly.
This is like almost solid news that he is meeting with the Mercedes team.
I'm sure he's meeting with them, but I don't think that he would ever leave. Why?
But this is the thing. If Newey leaves, he's gonna try to be a competitive team. So if Newey's gone, he absolutely will look.
That must be so hard to like make these decisions like a year in advance. Like you have no idea, because just because Newey could build a car at Red Bull, like can he build one at Mercedes? I don't.
Oh, he can. That dude's a dog.
I don't even know how I would like figure any of this out.
We're gonna have to get an engineer on the podcast.
Yeah,
I have one lined up.
We'll see. There you go. See, you're one step ahead of us.
I'm working on scheduling.
Sweet.
Actually, he'll be an exciting guest because we'll get into this later, but he's on Linus's car, who just podiumed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. That was an awesome podium for the kid too. Once we get into some IndyCar news,
absolutely massive. The number, what was it? Number 8 American Legion car.
Yeah, it was his first podium in IndyCar too.
Wow, good for him.
Is he? But that's Ganassi, right?
He is with Ganassi. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of confused with this Max thing. Pretending that, of course, it is confirmed that they're talking about possible contract negotiations, but I'm confused because Antonelli's supposed to get that seat. So does that mean George is on the chopping block if Max has the ability to basically talk to other teams, if he's willing to leave? Who's on the block? It's got to be George.
We could have the first coming of Verstappen, who's, you know, Max Verstappen, and then the second coming of Verstappen and Kimi Antonelli. So, yeah, I think you got to go with that driver lineup.
It would make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw the rumors that he was getting offered 150 million euros.
Can you imagine making that much money? Like, what would you even do with it?
If I had 150 million euros,
what would be the first thing you would do? The first thing I would do, I'd get my dog's teeth cleaned because he needs them cleaned.
I get my dog's teeth cleaned.
No, I'm serious. You laugh, but it's like $900. It's like so expensive.
Do you know how pet insurance? Bro, you got it. I'm telling
I don't
you.
want to talk about it, man.
I'm telling you, pet insurance like changed my life, especially if you get like certain plans at your local vet, bro. I'm telling you.
Is it really that? Okay.
I'm telling you, because if your dog goes down, pretend he's running at the park, dude tears an ACL. Good luck, man. One ACL is $5,000 US.
Yeah, but he did run at the park and he did hurt himself, and I took him to the vet, and it was really expensive, and I don't think that pet insurance would have covered that.
Oh, it does. Trust me. I promise you it does, because pet insurance will cover up to $5,000 depending on what insurance policy you're on.
Wow.
Yeah, it's $20 a month, but like it's worth it if your dog takes a little
subscription service for your dog.
$20 a month, man. Literally, it's like a Spotify subscription for my dog. It's perfect. But just in case he goes down, he doesn't get free music. He just, gets surgery for cost.
Get surgery, and it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg.
No. Well, it would be an arm and a leg technically, because
for him
he would be fixing it. Yes.
Same thing. Yeah. Back to your question, Jordan. I think I'd buy a new car, but like a very sensible car,
like you want
boring ass car.
Yeah.
Maybe
like a Porsche 911. Like
like a
very normal everyday driver. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe
your daily.
An Aston Martin Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Who was designed by Adrian Newey. Fun fact.
Really?
Little nugget for the kid.
Yeah. And Max Verstappen almost got locked up for driving one of them. So yeah.
That was baller that they posted that video.
I love that. Yeah, I miss that.
What was he doing? Like 230K miles per hour, I think it actually was. I think it was something stupid that he was doing.
Absolutely lighting it up and then just posted it. Love that.
On to our next news story. Lando Norris was injured at the King's Day parade. And listen, He did not look good when this came out. I don't know. I put a photo in
Hot
there.
take. I don't think he's really that attractive, like from a girl's perspective. Like I know the girls like love him, but
Yeah.
He's like a cute. He's not.
I mean, he look like to me. I'm like, oh, like little Lando. Like he looks like a kid.
He's just such a golden retriever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a golden retriever. Yeah, he's cute. He's not like he's no. Gosh, what is his name? Who's the guy? I always forget his name. He's from God, he plays Superman. What's his name? Henry Cavill. Bro, that guy,
handsome devil.
That guy's a handsome devil, but he's like a little puppy. Like you said, he's like a cute little puppy. Golden retriever is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
But apparently, he's not looking too hot. They had him wrapped his nose up in bandages. If you guys don't know what King's Day is, and I definitely did not, so I had to look it up.
Not a clue.
Is a national holiday in Netherlands, which is celebrated on the 27th of April, which marks the birth of King Alexander. I guess Lando was out there having a hoot and a half.
With Martin Garrix.
With Martin Garrix. I don't know how he looks like I don't think he broke his nose, but it didn't look too hot. However, I doubt that he'll get replaced this weekend. He was looking courtside okay yesterday. So I think he's doing all right. However, Patricio O'Ward's name was popping up in possible names to replace him for the Miami GP if it had to come down to that. So
you better know those Pato fans will show up
in groves.
They are terrifying.
Yeah, they do come out, and they are a very, very
in Long Beach. Oh my God, I thought I was going to get trampled. I was just trying to get in the McLaren garage just to like meet my friends, and I was like, I thought that I was going to die. Like I was like so scared.
Wow, they're like swarming you, eh?
I mean,
swarming Pato. Sorry,
I was being dramatic. I wasn't actually going to die, but I couldn't get through them.
Shit. Dang, dude.
They do come in massive packs. You've seen it even at the Austin GP, bro. They're everywhere. They, especially if they because when he did free practice, they had them out in groves.
Do you think he'll ever actually drive, or like only if he gets called up? You don't think he'll? Because IndyCar drivers are like, has one ever gone from IndyCar to F1?
Like in the early 90s, yes.
Really?
Nigel Mansell left Formula One and then won the IndyCar championship that following year.
No, go from IndyCar to F1.
Ooh, IndyCar to F1. I'm trying to think. No, JV, I'm pretty sure did the opposite. I'm pretty sure everyone's
they mostly do the opposite.
Yeah. Not that I know of off the top of my head. I'm really trying to rattle marbles right now and try to figure it out in my head. Not that I know of. Like certain guys have done the 500, but no, I don't think so. Yeah. I would like to see it. Zach Brown puts a lot of respect on his IndyCar drivers, who is really the only team principal in F1 who actually takes IndyCar drivers seriously, to my knowledge, at least publicly. It's very possible that he has the ability to have the drive. Osser is great, and so is Lando. So those two guys won't be going anywhere unless there's like serious injury. But I do think Patricio has the chance to do so if anyone does, because he did free practice testing last year, and he also did after season testing at the end of the 2023 season, and he was fast. He was like second in that car. So It's very possible. I think this is his year to kind of come out, because I think the past few years have been like ultimate maturing for him, because he's a very aggressive driver, but I think he's ready to reel that in. And I definitely do think that it's possible that an IndyCar driver could go to F1, but it'd have to be one of the McLaren boys.
Yeah.
Well, we know it won't be David Malukas.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might as well get to that now.
Let's get into it.
I was
sorry, I had to go there.
No, you had to. I was heartbroken seeing that. Of course, David Malukas has been released from the Air McLaren team. That was news actually that dropped today.
Yeah, but that can't be. No, it was yesterday.
It was this morning. Was it yesterday?
Yesterday.
Oh, you're right.
I think it was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
Surprise to anybody? Like I mean, maybe just coming from like the contract perspective, like because I see these like. That's pretty standard. Like if you don't perform, like usually it's a number, like if they're injured, if they're out for 4 races, 3 races, whatever that they come up with, like you're released from the team. It's just kind of a waste of a seat. Like that to me wasn't shocking. But I saw people were upset.
Yeah. People were mad, and like check the comment section on any David Malukas is released post. They're going for Zach Brown. They want his head on a stick.
Why? I mean, as a CEO, that's what you have to like. I don't know.
That's a business decision.
What is Zach Brown supposed to do? Be like, yeah, we're just going to reserve this seat for this guy who's not going to get better for it's May. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're entering the month of May.
The month.
This car needs to have a driver. Like,
Yeah.
it can't just be a guy with a broken wrist who we don't really know when he's going to come back, and it's not looking good. And
he wears
like,
sunglasses all the time. Like, he's just out
Yeah,
there, man.
like-
I swear, he's
being
just
a
out.
dude.
Yeah, he's just being a dude. He's just trying to like chat some game, and that's that. You know, he's not really there to drive a car.
no, it's just yeah, it's weird.
It's
when he's
rough,
there.
man.
It's tough too, because I'm surprised it goes to our conversation last week or the week before when we were talking about it. I don't know how IndyCar allows their drivers to kind of do whatever they want. They want to go mountain biking. Apparently that's okay. But the risk and reward for that, it was pretty close to the season start. Like, I think he got hurt like 2 weeks out.
It was a month before.
It was pretty recent when the season had just before the season kicked off that he was injured. And of course, it's clearly pretty bad. And I guess Arrow McLaren doesn't want to keep bouncing in between drivers of, who's going to get the seat for this weekend. They don't want to play that PR nightmare of a game. They just want a full-time driver. However, on the topic of full-time driver, who do you guys think is going to get that seat? I think that there's a lot of question mark of who might actually get that seat, but I want to brainstorm around the table of who we think actually might get that seat.
I've got a
put
lot.
Kanan in it.
What's that? Oh,
Put Kanan in it.
solid guess. Care to?
I don't think they're actually going to do that, but I would love it. I would
They
love
could
it
though.
if they did.
That'd be sweet.
I mean, the guy knows what he's doing. He's been around forever. Like, he's right there all the time anyway. I mean, I know he's Kyle Larson's backup for the 500.
Is he? Oh.
Yeah. So, but it's like,
it would make sense. It would make sense to put him in that seat with him already having a McLaren contract. But I want to bounce in McGregor because I know he's got an idea in his head too. That's brewing. Unfortunately,
I have to go with Porsche. I think that
like that. Yeah.
Callum's going to be too locked up with WEC, and I'm not sure if they would be as accommodating with it. Like, I don't know where the priority lies if he's with Joda full time and that's kind of looking like it's going to be it, or if he could respark his IndyCar dreams. But unfortunately, I think it just looks like Porsche's got the cleaner situation of the whole thing, and F2 champion, like it just kind of works for me.
It does make sense with how he has no commitments right now. It would make sense for him to perfectly slot in that spot. Also, this news released after this weekend where he's raced again. So it's very possible that would make the most sense. If they've talked to him during the week of his 2 races at Long Beach and Alabama, he has no commitments and they can just slot him in that seat and, get rid of Malukas. It's tough for Malukas because he was a demon on the ovals, man. And I think that he would have been a demon in that car. Yeah. It's really harsh, not harsh, but hard to see him not get that ability on the ovals, because in that Dale Coyne car, man, he was nasty on the ovals, collecting podiums in a car that wasn't competitive on regular road courses. Dude, like he is awesome on the ovals, and I'm upset and sad with my oval love that I will not be able to see him on the oval this year. I'm hoping he's able to find one of the teams. Of course, the Indy 500 has over 33 cars on that grid, so I'm hoping maybe he'll find a team that still needs a ride. I doubt it. It's going to be really hard for him to find that within 4 weeks notice, but we'll see what happens. Tough for the kid. Hope he feels better and gets his hand fixed, but that fucking sucks.
Yeah, I think that's the only way you can put it. But also, like, this just makes Lance Stroll's injury look, like what he did when he, fell off his bike, broke his hand, I think a week before the season or something like that, and then came back and actually raced. Like, that's fucking impressive.
He broke both. He broke both too.
Yeah.
That was we just watched that episode.
Yeah.
That was like, where did he go and get it fixed? Because that was not in America.
No. It's I think people need to understand.
Somewhere they did stem cell research, because there's no way that normal
your basic American is not getting that type of health care.
No, that was very much like the dad did something there.
Yeah. Someone pulled some strings.
Yeah.
Drained the life out of a 12-year-old.
No, for sure. There was some sort of experimental thing, and they did it on Lance. And it fucking worked, man.
Yeah.
We were talking about that. We're that did not happen in America. I think it was Budapest or something, wasn't it? Or
I don't know.
There's a doctor that I forget what his name is exactly, but he's the god of motorsports medicine. And
really,
he was the one who, we should, I wish. But he was the one who fixed Ricardo's hand in like record time, like 6 weeks.
Oh.
And then I think like a lot of like Formula One and MotoGP guys go to this guy. I forget what his name is. I'd have to look it up, but yeah, no, he is just apparently a whiz with it, but I don't even know if it was the same like medical facility or whatever, but could have just been super glue. I don't know.
Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt it was super glue, but yeah, I think that athletes get this sort of quick turnaround time, of course, to get in seats. I guess Malukas didn't get this, but
He
yeah,
must have
Didn't have
bad
that
injury.
control.
no, yeah. But
Like-
it's strange. Even I remember when I was watching, I remember when Steven Stamkos just broke his leg in hockey just before the Olympics, and he broke his femur like completely clean.
Dude,
he
that's
was on,
no joke, breaking your femur.
No.
buddy,
My
he was
brother
on
did
the,
that,
he
and
was
he had a
on the
metal-
ice.
Yeah,
On the
dude.
ice 4 weeks after.
No.
4 weeks skating. So it's like, yeah,
Unreal.
it's just unreal the
Unreal,
medical
yeah.
attention certain athletes are getting.
Do you think it's because their bodies are like a lot healthier than ours? Like,
That with a mixture of the
Yeah.
care they get, because yeah, their
Yeah.
bodies are definitely in tip top shape.
like those guys are dialed with like the food, nutrition, and like, the
Your
body's
body-
just like,
Your bodies would react quicker to what they'd give you, but yeah, like Jordan was saying, there's no way an average American is getting this type of treatment. No
there's
chance.
No way.
that or it costs like a bajillion.
Yeah, but I don't
dollars.
even think like a normal like athlete is getting the type of treatment that like Lance Stroll got. I think it's just because
No.
his dad.
No.
His
No,
dad,
I
You
agree.
know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
like very much like a one-off.
There's like F1 driver, and then there's Lance Stroll, who's just at that next level of getting treatment.
Which must
Which-
be nice.
Must be nice, yeah. Imagine you
Yeah.
get a cold and they're just you're
Oh my
done.
God. He
Cold's
probably
over.
like is immune to COVID.
He must be, the amount of treatment he's getting. But
Yeah.
I'm curious to kind of see, what were we talking about there? What was let's talk about
Malukas.
Lance Stroll and Malukas.
Malukas, yeah.
It's like,
Sorry.
where was this point here? No, not at all. I was just trying to figure out where to drift this next news point into. But yeah, we were talking about Malukas. In other news, Esteban Ocon is apparently receiving interest from Audi ahead of the 2025 season. And I'm just trying to wrap my head around how this makes any sense whatsoever.
Dude, this short list of interested characters is like 9 people long. It's
Yep.
ridiculous. Like, I'm so tired of seeing like, oh, Audi is interested in so and so, and like, we finally got it with Hülkenberg, who has signed the deal. But like, man, they're talking Yuki Tsunoda, they're talking Valtteri Bottas, they're talking like everybody that you can throw a stick at. Let's just sign him, Audi. Come on.
I
Send
don't.
me.
I
Jeez.
don't. Yeah, you
I
could.
could do it.
I
Get
don't
her in
get.
the car.
I just don't get the Ocon. Like, why in the world would they have interest in him with the season he's having? Like, I cannot wrap my brain around, out of every driver they could pick in open seats, they go for Esteban Ocon. I can't wrap my mind around it.
It doesn't work for me either.
It doesn't make sense, does it?
Like, there's like 10 to 12 rookies that are better than Ocon, I think.
Oh, plenty. And they want to focus on Ocon because he got a podium in Monaco? Come on.
A grip, please.
Get a grip, for the love of
Get a
God.
grip. Yeah.
One grip.
However,
Thank you.
with you were talking about the Hülkenberg, of course, he joins the Team Sauber team for 2025. Who's out? What driver is now out for that? Is it Zhou? Is it Bottas? We have no idea. We don't have any direction of what guy is getting the boot.
Dude, could you imagine how cruel it would be? We have Zhou coming off the back of a Chinese Grand Prix, first ever Chinese driver to drive at their home Grand Prix, and then they just yank him out of the seat.
Like, that would just be crazy. And it's interesting to see why they release this news, with 1/3 into the season this year, that's the news they want to drop of who's getting the boot in the Sauber seat. But why release that now?
Yeah, I don't get it. I'm trying to stay relevant. I don't know. Like, they're shortlisting everybody. They're dropping news whenever they want. Maybe they're just here to fuck shit up. Maybe that's just it.
It might be, it could be, but I'm curious to, I don't know who it is. It could be, I think it's 50-50 split of whose driver is getting the boot, either Bottas or Zhou. It's 50-50. It could be either one. I don't know who it is. I have no guesses. It's just a spitball for me.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the standings here, and Bottas is in 20th right now.
Zhou's got to be,
Joe's 17th.
Yeah, they all have to be in that range.
Does
Zhou have 1 point?
No.
They're all
neither
at
of them
0.
do.
Yeah, so they're all tied for 20th is what we're gonna say.
essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe's got better finishes, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a tough one because he's not like Joe's not doing anything.
No, the team itself is not. I'm surprised that they're, waiting to drop that news now. Doesn't make any sense to me.
They could just drop that they're selling to Andretti. Call it a day.
Call it a day.
Call it a day.
We're actually pumping through the news here.
Yeah.
But one of our big news stories of the week, which Jordan's going to love, is Josef Newgarden is back in the media being stripped of his first win of the season.
Not only that, he's crying in the media.
He was crying.
He was crying?
Did
I
you watch?
miss?
He was weeping.
He was crying.
Yeah, he's
No.
a tough character. Oh, he was crying. Look it up, bud. Go ahead. We'll take a 2-minute. Go ahead, look it up.
Yeah,
Oh.
take a little break. He was crying. I'll
Good
send,
luck, bud.
I'll
That-
send it to you.
There
I'll
is.
send it to
Yeah,
you.
send it.
Oh, this man was fully crying during his interview, being not pressed, but being asked about his possible allegations. It was not allegations; it was true, and he was
This is just
absolutely
what I-
fully a part of this.
It's just what I don't understand because it's like, if you knew, if it was there and you knew you weren't supposed to use it, why'd you still use it? That's like what I don't like. I'm not tracking on that.
Yeah,
I'm
like
tracking on it because I'm assuming he was just trying to see how long he could get away with it for. I'm gonna make
Right.
that bold suggestion. I don't know if that's true. That basically has no actual legitimacy. I'm just putting that out there that he was probably just seeing how long he get away with it for. Yeah, I'm just waiting for McGregor to see if he can pull up this
Sorry.
video.
I
of him
have it.
crying.
I have it. I'm sending it to him. Right
okay,
now.
sweet. I think I saw a little bit of it, but if you're not cheating, you're not trying, right? Like if you're not trying to find every single competitive advantage that you can
Right.
possibly have, maybe not. The team takes the fall for that, but I mean, it
My
as a
thing is like,
competitor-
just own up to it. Be like, yeah, I thought I could get away with it.
yeah,
You know?
I think yeah, throwing the team under the bus or saying, oh, I'm a man of integrity, like you're not, well, you
Yeah.
didn't act with integrity there.
I completely agree with you in the fact that, yeah, the crying and the weeping from the grown man after using his push to pass was crazy to me. That's what he went to and resorted to was tears. After again pressing a button too much is crazy to me.
Yeah, like he's not sorry he did it. He's sorry he got caught, and that's why I've
100%.
got the issue with the tears.
Yeah, are you looking at him crying right now or what?
Yeah, he is.
Are you listening to it? You need to
No,
turn it
I'm
off.
not. I didn't want to
Well, that's
destroy
the
the
best part,
audio.
yeah.
The best part is him.
Can we like
sniffling
clip
and
that in?
sneezing.
Can we clip that in here? Is that
Yeah,
possible?
We can absolutely clip Josef Newgarden crying. I will print it out.
All right.
The tricky thing about this whole situation is I didn't know I did anything wrong until Monday after Long Beach. It's the first time I heard that I broke rules. And I knew if getting to this part was going to be difficult for me. You guys can call me every name in the book. You can call me incompetent. You can call me an idiot. Call me an asshole. Call me, stupid, whatever you want to call me. But I'm not a liar. And the story that I know, which is the truth, is almost too convenient to be believable.
Back to Josef Newgarden crying. Yeah, that was
Yep.
a fantastic clip that you guys got to listen to. I'm at a loss of words. Honestly, it's great to keep me interested. Always IndyCar has some good stuff, and seeing Josef Newgarden crying just made my week. So it's only Monday. So
Who else was it? Willpower that got
yeah. So I
knocked
can
down 10 points.
I can kind of
Scott
give you
McLaughlin.
I can
Scott
give you the
McLaughlin as well.
rundown to what it was. So the team has maintained the push-to-pass system was on its 3 Chevrolets that was used in the test session and then mistakenly, air quotes, not replaced before the season began. It remained on the cars for the 3 races until it was discovered last weekend, just before the race in Long Beach. The IndyCar president says that the series will begin locking and logging units on the cars immediately after qualifying, blocking teams from making any changes in the push to pass before the race. Of course, all the Team Penske boys of Scott McLaughlin, also Willpower, and of course, Josef Newgarden, were all fined $25,000 for the system on their cars.
That's weird that the fine falls on them and not the team. Because I mean, I'm sure Scott McLaughlin and Will Power are not the ones saying like, hey guys, throw it on my car, or like the ones actually doing it, right? Like they probably don't have much of a say in that.
It.
Right.
They did use it. They
So
were
if Will Power didn't use it, then he shouldn't be fined.
that is correct. And I don't know how all the team members get docked on the drivers exactly. If he's not, abusing the system that he clearly knows is there, then there should be no fine for it. But then again, IndyCar is a very, very crazy space. I got another IndyCar one, unless you guys have any more to say about Josef Newgarden crying.
No, I got nothing left on Josef Newgarden, man. Guys,
did you guys?
No, I'm fine.
bad books. He's in my bad books for now. Let's just leave it there.
I don't need to talk about Josef Newgarden anymore.
Did you guys see the mannequin fall from the Alabama track?
Dude, I commented on like motorsports.com or whatever, like posted that on like Instagram, and I commented, and I was like, a joke, obviously. I was like, I'm gonna show this to the next person who says F1's more exciting than IndyCar. And I'm like, the joke is that like F1 is more exciting than IndyCar. Like, I think they're both exciting, but it was just a joke.
Yeah.
Dude, I woke up to like 300 likes on the comments, like all of these responses, like, you don't even watch F1. Like, the Silverstone had protesters. And I'm like, dude, I literally just want to reply, like, it's a joke.
Yeah.
But people, like, they didn't like it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw that.
My biggest peeve with this whole thing was it not being taken seriously. I had no problem with James Hinchcliffe making a laugh and a joke about it, but that is a serious safety issue.
That's scary, man.
And
like, that's like, imagine,
it wasn't made at all to be a safety issue.
Imagine you're going, I don't know how fast they get up to on that track, but it's fast. And you don't know if that's an animal, if it's a human. Like, the last thing you're going to think is that it's a mannequin. Like, you're moving so fast. Like, that's, I don't know. Yeah. That's terrifying, I think.
And like, it could have been a lot worse. Like the landing that it had was perfect. Yeah. Like, just barely on the track. I forget.
I'm actually surprised that they even let that, because that's always there, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's
dude, it's been there forever.
Oh,
yeah. That's not
another.
New. That
Barber's like a weird place.
Barber's
it's like an Art Deco museum.
Well, so let's all take a step back, and we all said Barber's really weird. Well, where are we, ladies and gentlemen? We're in
home Alabama, baby.
Not just Bama. We're in Leeds, Alabama.
Up the Leeds.
So there we go, in us figuring out why it's so weird at the Bama track is because where are we, ladies and gentlemen? We're in Bama. In the heart of it. Yeah. So I didn't get the mannequin thing. I was very, very, very frustrated as a fan that this was not taken as a safety issue. IndyCar never even put out a public statement about it. IndyCar didn't address that it was a safety issue, and they're going to move forward in making sure that certain objects, of course, aren't flying on the course while they're going 175 miles or however fast they were going down that straight. This is ridiculous how IndyCar.
I think we've seen with IndyCar though, is they're really good at not taking measures until something bad has happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't know why it wasn't already a rule that free floating objects shouldn't be hanging over the track. Like, that's like, it's just madness to me. Like, and even though something still went wrong, they still didn't speak out about it. So I don't know. I don't get it.
The thing that kind of confuses me, if like Alabama's got all these weird statues and, traditions and things like that, and this has been a long-standing thing, why didn't they do anything to like, secure it beforehand or make sure that it didn't fall off in the middle of a race? Like, that's just,
it doesn't make sense. It does not
entirely reactive.
Why is it there? Where did it come from?
Why is it there?
What's the story on what's her name? Georgia or something?
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I will see if I can do some research and get some backstory to it, because I was lost of why it was there last year. It scared the living.
Were you there last year?
No, I was watching it from qualifying, and I'm like, what is that thing?
Yeah, no, it's weird.
It's a weird thing, frightening. And I'm sure the drivers do not appreciate that, not only for the fact that it might fall, but how bad juju that is sitting there. I don't like it. I wouldn't like it driving by it. I would be scared.
Well, during the broadcast, they're like, oh, drivers better make sure that they know that that's a mannequin, and not like, that could completely mess up someone's braking point too. I mean, I don't think they're braking quite there. Like I
But
think that's
still.
still on the straight, but like still, like if something
Imagine you
happens,
thought that
like
was a person. Imagine you were a new rookie driver who had never raced the Bama course, and you
Yeah.
sit there and you see a mannequin hanging from the bridge as you drive by. Like you'd be on the team radio being like, "Is this person okay?" Nah, dude, it's a mannequin. Don't worry about it. IndyCar cleared it. Like, just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So yeah, I'm frustrated in the fact that IndyCar refuses to take any responsibility for that falling. But rather than
I
making it a
agree.
funny joke,
They got laughs out of it, and you know what? Maybe I'll give a little props to the IndyCar media team because they could have turned it into like we're going to be really, really safe. But instead they kind of took it and ran with it, turned it into a joke, and
they did.
kind of won the situation in a way. Maybe they're doing stuff behind the scenes where they're like, this can never happen again. Rightfully so. And then they're just, everything's okay maybe for the next time, right?
Makes complete sense.
Maybe they're just getting ahead of the message.
Yeah, you're on it, buddy. You are on it.
Locked in, baby.
I don't got anything else. Jordan, you got some questions here that you want to hop into, so
Yes,
you can
let's do it.
go right ahead. I'll hop the first one. So
Cool.
the first one, of course, is what is the best way to work in the media of motorsports? Go ahead.
Media. So the first thing I think of, I guess there's a couple different ways you can work in media. It depends what you want to do. But for the sake of this question, I'm assuming that this person means broadcasting, presenting. I would say probably very first, I mean, everybody's going to have a different foot in the door, right? But if we're talking no experience, no like journalism experience, no broadcasting experience, like didn't go to school for this, like nothing. And you're just looking for a way to get into it as an amateur, I would say to definitely, like I always say, social media is like your best friend. Just start like an F1 account or whatever series you're interested in, IndyCar, F1, NASCAR, Xfinity, whatever. And if your thing is presenting, just start like reporting. Like you can get one of those like little mics that you like hold and it's like $20 and start just like presenting and broadcasting like on to your own channels on like breaking news and stuff that's going on. Like follow accounts to receive the news and then report on it, give your own twist and just kind of start from there. And like I've seen people do this and literally met a girl when I was in St. Pete and she said she started doing this for fun. She was like, I just started this F1 like for fun account after watching Drive to Survive on TikTok. Started like reporting on news and stuff that was going on in F1, race results, driver news, etc. And like when I met her, she had been invited out to the St. Pete race like by Aaron McLaren and was like with them the whole weekend to make content and cover the race. So like she's like, it's all because I just started doing it on my social media. She's like, I don't even like do this for a living. And so I would say your best way to like get your foot in the door there, let's say you have literally no experience, nothing, would be basically what I always say is just go back to your social media and start from the ground up and start there. So that's my best advice.
That's mega. Wow.
I know. I was like, so you do this for work? She's like, no, I just like have this social media account and it took off. And like, that's what's so cool about TikTok and Instagram is like, I feel like my parents don't always understand it. My mom a little bit more than my dad. And they're like, I don't get it. What is this thing you're always on? And I'm like, it's like our new culture. Like, the opportunity for like virality is like crazy. It's
the newspaper
accessible for
generation.
everybody. That's what I like about it. It's like if you have a phone and you can download the app, like you can go viral and you can like really like chase your dream. It's like more accessible now than I think than ever before.
Yeah, 100%.
Because everyone can, do social media. It's just depending on how hard you want to work on it.
Yep.
You put in the effort to it. But yeah, like you said, there's totally the space and the brand to do it. You just have to be willing to get the basic equipment of just using your iPhone and using a phone mic, and you are good to go.
And just get
Yeah,
after
you
it.
don't need anything fancy. Like,
Nope.
No.
Second question. I want to drive, but don't have the funds. What's the best way to get sponsorship? Wow.
Classic.
Loaded
question.
Loaded question.
Dilemma of every driver, unless you're Lance Stroll. I would say, and coming from, I can tell you, like coming from a company that has sponsored and sponsors race car drivers, I can tell you what we look for when assessing talent and opportunity and what is useful to the partnership. So obviously my number one, like, I feel like all of my number one tips and like number one advice centers around social media because that's just kind of like the meat and potatoes of today. And it's like the biggest kind of personal brand you can have. the best thing to do, first of all, is to grow your social media, like we just
Yeah.
talked about, by posting. For me, I found success in Reels. For others, might be TikTok, whatever it is, whatever your flavor. Like, if you can build your social media following, that gives you kind of something to offer to a sponsor. Like, because everybody, like all drivers can offer kind of the same basic things to a sponsor, like space on the car, logo exposure, depending on what series you are, like kind of like what team you're on, like, and what the amenities are, like hospitality at races, meet and greets, et cetera, et cetera. But your social media is really where like you have full control over. Of course, the algorithm obviously plays a part, but you kind of have, that's the area you're going to have the most control in to kind of build your brand and create something that is like valuable to these potential sponsors. So the best way I would say to get sponsors and to get funding is not only to obviously like have all these other areas and highlight those and make sure that, these teams know that, or these companies know, like they're going to get logo exposure, XYZ, all the basics. But if you can grow your social media, and I think that's why people like Lindsay see such success in securing sponsors, is they kind of have it all, right? Like they have the XYZ and everything else that all the other drivers have, but then they have this like massive platform that is a huge piece and a huge network and audience that like for C4, like we can tap into, and that's something that like we can get to, and that's part of the value we see in that partnership. And so I think that the more that you can grow your audience, and again, like I said in the previous question, like this is pretty much accessible to anybody. Like I never, like when my like reels started like getting big, like I wasn't using any sort of like professional equipment. I was using my iPhone, like not even a special microphone, like nothing. And so if I can do that, like you can do that too, and it's accessible to everybody. So I think just growing your social media following, and then a lot of people, like what I feel like they don't have is you kind of want all your stuff to live in one place. So I always say to have like a sponsorship deck that you can kind of curate and send out to sponsors. Like if you're looking to work with, like if you're pitching a partnership to Staples, maybe tweak the deck so it's personalized to Staples. I don't know why I keep using Staples as an example. I've been doing that all week. But like tweak the deck to Staples, put like your driver logo and like your the Staples logo next to each other, maybe do a mock-up of the car, what it would look like, and just kind of show, like outline what that partnership would look like. And then invite people out to races for sure. Like bite the cost of it, like invite them out, like have them come, because once they see that in person, like people are going to want to be a part of that. It's so exciting, and it's something you can't convey like through a deck or like through just like talking about it. And when you get a sponsor out to a race, like I feel like your chances of them signing you like almost triples, because
Kind of got a foot in the door
so
there.
exciting. Yeah, you want to be a part of it. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that would be my best advice there, probably.
Dang, that is so. Build a personal brand through social media.
Yeah, I always answer these questions. It takes so long. So yeah, build a brand through social media.
Yeah.
Definitely create like some sort of like, I always like to do it in deck form, but like portfolio where everything lives. Look, and then like definitely personalize it towards whatever sponsor you're looking at, and invite them out to races. Those three things and are, in my experience, the best way to kind of catch somebody's eye, catch a sponsor's eye, and put yourself in the best position to hopefully get a sponsorship from them so that you can keep racing.
Yeah. And I was just going to say one more question. Now for, trying to find those sponsors, are you saying pick one person, pick one, Staples or C4 or whatever it is,
dude,
and
no
just
way.
you're down on them, or are you throwing
just send out like
Owls.
and whether you do it via LinkedIn, whether you do it like personal connections, like there's not really like a one size fits all. And sometimes people get a title sponsor and it's a ton of money and it's all you need. And I mean, everybody always needs more money, but sometimes you can get these smaller deals. Like I think there's always a way that the puzzle pieces fit together, and there's a million different ways and there's a million different avenues. Don't think it has to be like a one size fits all, like I always say. And so, yeah, no, I mean, I obviously I feel like everybody has their dream brand. Like I've definitely worked with drivers before who were like, man, my dream brand is Starbucks. No one's ever said that. I don't know why I said that, but
yeah.
Imagine, right? Like, and that's what they want to work with. I mean, you're definitely going to like go for that. Like my dream brand would be Juicy Fruit. I love Juicy Fruit. I literally chew
That's
it
a
like
good brand
all the time. I'm obsessed with, I would love a Juicy Fruit car if I drove. Yeah, like I would say obviously have those in mind, and go for those, but for sure, like just like be open-minded, reach out, and like
everything's a
the
step
wider
in the right
the
direction.
net you cast, like
more
The better
fish you're gonna
chance
catch, right?
More fish, man.
You're gonna catch a couple fish. Well,
Couple.
that's perfect. I think that's a perfect way to wrap that up. Yeah. Should we get into the Miami Grand Prix?
Yep.
Oh man, I wish I was going to that.
Before we get any further, I think we've missed a crucial part of our episode.
We did.
This episode is fueled by C4 Energy. Remember to use code FUMES, that is FUMES, for 20% off at checkout. Thank you, and back to the episode.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think Miami is going to be a very boring race. My Red Bull is going to go out there and
Wait, why do you
destroy
think it's going to be boring?
because Red Bull just tears up this track.
Yeah.
No one else has a spitting chance to win this race. Do not be surprised at Max Verstappen's dominance. So on that note, we can get into our picks.
I was going to say, wait, didn't Max start 9th last year?
Yep.
And finished first?
Yep.
Ahead of Perez, who started second. No, Perez
He
started
actually
first.
pulled. Yeah, he pulled.
Yeah. That's
madness. Yeah. Well, welcome to the reality of Formula One.
Yeah.
For my top 5, my first one, I got Charles. Simple, keeping the Ferraris in the mix. And that's all I got on that. McGregor, go ahead, bud.
I have Lando Norris. I think, what was it last year that was it Gasly that booted him?
Yep.
Yeah, that was
so.
a bad one. So, and he had the basketball helmet too. But yeah, I think Lando's going to be out for blood. Might not get a lot, but he's going to be there.
Jordan, you got one driver for your entire top 5. Did you want to expand on that, or?
Yeah, Carlos.
She's
Lock
Carlos
it in.
in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. It'll be a clean sweep for Ferrari.
It's gonna be
The whole
awesome.
Sainz family is going to be.
It's just going to be 5 Carloses.
It's going to be senior, junior.
Times 2.
Pardon me. I'm sure they have a sister in there.
I bet they
Maybe
have
an
a
auntie and
dog.
an uncle.
Yeah.
Done.
5.
The Sainz family coming
You
in.
know
top
that if
5.
the dad got in a car, he would just wreck. Like he would, no, not wreck like crash.
Tear it
like,
up.
He would, like tear it
Yeah.
up. He would do really good.
He would do very well.
He would absolutely kill it out there. I think he could do pretty well in like one of those Dakar trucks that he was driving. I'd love to see it. I don't know
Yeah.
about you guys.
He would
You
tear it
think
up
the
too.
dad could do good in the trucks that the dad drives?
Yeah, I think
Oh
so.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
rips the
the
truck.
I think it would look hilarious around Miami too.
Oh,
'Cause
you're
you're
saying
just
if he was on the Miami track?
yeah, he
Yeah.
takes his race daily driver, the one that he drives like frequently, and then
Puts it on the Miami GP
ground.
track.
Yeah.
Speaking of those, I got to see the jumpy trucks last weekend.
Oh, the super trucks.
Yeah.
Those
Oh, yeah?
things are bonkers. McGregor, have you seen those things?
It was funny because Sam and I,
Dude,
my boyfriend
they-
and I were leaving after the Grand Prix, like IndyCar was done.
Yeah.
And we saw people, like we were getting in the elevator and these people were getting out like at the parking structure. And they were like, we're going to watch some trucks. Like they didn't even care about IndyCar. Like they were going just to watch the trucks that were racing after the IndyCar race. I was like,
That's awesome.
I didn't even know that like this thing had like fans. Like
Dude,
I
yeah.
know-
super trucks. Darren put me on it. I was like, yeah, I'll go watch some
Yeah.
super trucks. Dude,
Really?
electric.
Okay.
Bro, the super trucks are
No
great.
way.
I am gonna deep dive this so hard tonight because, dude, if there's anything I love, it's obscure motorsports. Like, I'm
You'll
telling you,
McGregor, you will love this.
dude. Apparently, these things like fuck up tracks too. Like, they just ruin
they
them.
tear
Oh,
them
I'm
up. Oh,
sure.
they tear them up.
Like-
They ruin
Sure.
those curves.
I forget what track it was, but they had to get resurfaced because jumpy trucks left holes on the
Ugh.
pavement. Wait, what are they actually called?
Super trucks.
Super trucks, not
I
jumpy.
call them jumpy trucks.
I'm calling them jumpy trucks.
I
I like
put like a questionnaire on my Instagram. And I was like, "What do you guys want to see from Long Beach?" And like 9 people were like, "Jumpy trucks."
jumpy trucks. Thank you.
Okay. Unfortunately, I didn't post
What
any
else would you want to
trucks
see from
on
Long
that.
Beach? I don't know.
Just jumpy trucks.
I don't know,
Just jumpy
maybe
trucks.
Long Beach, but it's all good. Jumpy
Just
trucks.
jumpy trucks. I would go through our entire top 5, but honestly, Max is going to win, and Paris is going to come second. McGregor, if you would like to argue with me with that, by all means, go ahead.
Yeah, I got Paris 2, Sainz in 3. He's just gonna step right onto that podium again. He's gonna look great doing it too.
Vamos,
Vamos,
vamos, Carlos.
Mr.
Carlos,
Piastri.
do you see this?
Yeah.
I love you. Just kidding.
Yeah. I think he's an avid listener. Well,
Delete
who knows?
that. Delete
We're
that
getting
part.
listeners from many countries.
Yeah, there's listeners
Really?
from yeah.
We got
there was-
one from Cyprus.
Yeah, there was a few new
Well, I'll
ones.
tell
that
you
popped
what.
up.
I was going through like literally like the question, the people who have been like submitted my Google form, and like
Yeah.
France, Romania, Indiana, Greece, Brazil, India, Switzerland, Dubai, like
Everywhere.
London, Slovenia.
Yeah, dude, they're from everywhere.
They're popping
Yeah.
up everywhere.
You're international, Jordan.
Truly.
International. So
worldwide.
is this podcast. We got listeners on every continent except for Antarctica.
We're waiting for it.
Yeah.
The last thing we got, of course, before we get into betting lines, is our other main sponsor of the podcast, the Hall of Fame Collection. This company has one of the largest motorsports collections in the world, including gear from nearly every driver you see on the current F1 grid, like helmets from Lando Norris or race used Charles Leclerc suits. Interested in what they have in stock? We'll head to the brand new website at hofcollection.com for all your racing needs. McGregor's hopped on the team. We're here, we're live, we're at it. So yeah, if you like F1, check out the website. They got plenty of stuff from mini helmets to full-size show cars.
Yep. And suits galore.
Whatever you
Visors?
need.
Visors are great. That's such a mega pickup. And cards too. Spencer loves the cards, man.
I do not love the cards, so we will stay away from that. I only have one bet for this weekend. For the Miami Grand Prix, will there be a safety car during the race? I have the no at plus 300. I do not think there will be a safety car. I think it will be a clean race in Miami. I think it'll be a boring race in Miami. But we will all watch the 30-minute highlight recap anyways, and say that we enjoy Formula One.
Yeah.
Guys, you got anything else? Because I have nothing else on this list.
I gotta
before
say,
we
I think
stand
the
off.
only thing I'm looking forward to in Miami is not if, but when that, that little pole on the chicane, when that gets knocked off right before the straight. Favorite thing
I'm
of
all
the
for
entire
it.
weekend. I love it. Someone's just gonna blow it up, and that's just gonna be it. We're gonna see what happens. It's gonna be like the doll from Bama.
Oh my god.
I hate the Bama doll. I wish I could get rid of it if I could. It's like my nightmares, like Annabelle. I've had enough of it. Get rid of it.
She looks like one of those toys from Toy Story, but like the
beat up
creepy
ones.
The
Yeah,
one with
yeah,
no hair. The Barbie.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
Sid's,
is that.
Sid's toys.
She
That's
looks
it.
like Cynthia from Rugrats.
Oh, she kind of does.
Cynthia. Jesus, Cynthia's. No, I got nothing else.
I have one other thing. Stay tuned. I have a couple podcast guests lined up. Just working on scheduling. So I know we've been promising everybody motorsports professionals on this podcast. You will get them. It's just coming into the month of May. It's really busy.
It's
so
busy.
we're trying to hammer people down. And also a couple of my guests are international. So time zones there are a struggle as well. So working on that as well. So stay tuned. All announcements will be on the Fuel and Fumes Instagram page.
We're on it.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us.
We love you. Thank you so much.
Outta
Out of
here.
here.